I knew at the end of the day that going to university and becoming a doctor wasn't my thing. I knew that I was going to need a doctor more than becoming to study a doctor. That was the thing.
Hello, and welcome back to Chairlift Chatss, the podcast where everyday conversations take flight. My name is Chelsea Widdicombe, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host and my brother,
James Widdicombe. Great to be with you. So today's podcast is episode 5.
Good number.
So a little bit of a teaser of what's to come today is we're talking about pub chats. The pub. And the different places where you might be having a beer with a mate, or whether it's up on the mountain, in a bar somewhere, you know, having live music, everything that happens within a bar.
Yeah.
And the chats that happen throughout the day.
And starting off, like at the snow, the best thing to do is at lunchtime, meet up with your friends at the pub on the mountain.
Yep, so that's...
Well, do you think that a drink or it just tastes better up in that altitude or something?
It does. I mean, everything tastes better when you're on holidays having fun.
Yeah.
I mean, let's backtrack. You've gone ahead too
far.
I've
skipped.
So,
All right,
too many wheat
go
bix.
on.
So you've actually got to go to... the pub starts when you're on the drive down to the snow.
That is true.
So
I forgot about that.
You've got to start at... Well, I tend to stop. There's a beautiful place called Breadbow.
Yes, love it.
On the way down to Perisher and
towards the snowies,
towards the mountains, and that pub at Breadbow is got to be the best stop off destination before you actually get to your destination.
So much better than stopping at some fast food outlet or anything like that, because you turn up, it's like a little country town and
nobody around other than the cops.
Like a really nice Sunday. Yeah, just the police booking James for speeding.
Yeah, no one around, but there's cops. They're always around. The bastards.
Actually, that's one thing. For today's episode, I just want you to close your eyes for a minute and I want you to imagine that you're in your favourite pub. James is in it. It's a busy night out. Your favourite band is playing and you're with a really fun group of people. And I feel like, open your eyes now, I feel like that just captures the full experience.
It does. But I mean, just getting down there, getting anywhere, whether you're going on the road with your friends, everyone's getting a bit, edgy.
Antsy in their shit.
Yeah, everyone's getting a bit edgy and they just want to get out of the car, and you get out of the car and those conversations that you've had in the car the whole way down to the snow continue on, and it gets worse and worse because everyone has a beer, everyone has a drink. And then everyone starts having... It's just banter. And it's always good fun when you're with your friends and you're having a drink at the pub before you get to your destination.
Yeah, we've done it at Cooma as well. Often when we've driven to the snow, because we usually do a long weekend, which is a really good way to do it if you don't want to take holidays off for work or anything. And you stop off at Cooma for the night and you go have dinner at one of the pubs there. Usually there's accommodation at the pub as well, so you end up staying there. And then you get up really early and drive to the slopes and have a day shredding on the slopes, on the hill.
And that's what we love most, shredding the hill. And there's nothing better than getting up pretty early. For whatever reason, I struggle to get up early every day of my life, except when I'm at the snow, because I know that I'm going out and I'm going to have the best day. Like, you just know it's going to be a cracker day. So anyways, you get up, you go out, you shred the hill all morning, and you're carving it up, your legs are sore, and then what do you do, Chelsea? You go to the pub.
You go to the pub. You do.
You go to the pub. So the pub, they're pretty much... If you go to the ski...
Where does that... Why do you say it like that? What's the context behind that?
Well, it comes from my cousin Jake, who was being a lunatic on the way down in the car, and he was getting very edgy, and he's just like, just get me out. I want to go to the pub. Get me to the pub.
Because I feel like our whole group of friends in our ski club are always just saying that out of no context, and I actually had no idea.
It's a classic Jake comment. So if anyone knows my cousin Jake, I hope he's listening, because it's all you, Jake. So the pub, and everyone after around 12:30, 1 o'clock heads down to the local as I like to call it at Perisher. Or at Thredbo. Great
Thredbo Village.
Great spots to go have a bite to eat and a little bit of a drink, and just to recharge the engines. And I find it really funny because everyone walks into the bathroom And if it's a bit of a cold and miserable day, maybe it's been a bit rainy, which I don't like using that word at the
I
snow,
know,
but
that's like
your
saying
gloves,
Macbeth in the theatre. Do not say it.
yeah, but your gloves and all your
Oh,
gear
I can feel
just
the
gets,
soaking.
they just
Ew.
get wet. So you walk into the bathroom and every man and his dog's in there, got his gloves underneath the,
Yeah, everyone's trying to dry their gear.
yeah, underneath the dryer where you dry your hands, and it just smells of wet gear.
Yeah, it's not a good one.
It's everywhere, but
Yeah.
that's just the vibe.
But you know what makes it so much better is usually, okay, you've dried off a little bit, you go find a table, you strip off all your gear. I think that's one thing that's
Yep.
so funny to people watching in the pub at the snow, particularly because everyone just strips off layers and layers of clothes, and
Yep.
everyone looks terrible. I really strive.
I wouldn't say terrible.
I think it's really hard to look glamorous at the snow.
I look pretty glamorous.
For those people. For those people who take off their helmet and beanie and have hair with like perfect ringlets or something, that's who I want to be when I grow up.
Well, it's
But
pretty hard. I'll admit it's not easy.
it's
but
all part of the experience.
it is, and everyone has a chat about what they've done in the morning. So
Yeah, who got lost on the hill?
who got lost, who crashed, who had a near death experience. That's usually me.
Definitely you. Yeah.
And your girlfriend's there telling you how fast she was going down the hill, even though you could see her on the left hand side just going la la land, going no no
Shout
no,
out
no,
to
no.
James's girlfriend.
Just down the hill she goes. She loves it. She's improved nicely.
You know what? When it comes to your slope style, I don't care how you get down the mountain as long as you're having fun.
Exactly. And
I like to personally. I like to sing to myself. I like to sing. You know what my favorite song to sing at the snow is? You're gonna love this one. Disney's "Let It Go." That's my
okay.
favorite snow song because it makes you feel like you can conquer anything because you're like, "Let it go, let it go." It's a good one.
Okay. That's something different.
Actually, what's your go-to? Like, you're at the pub. What's your favorite song that you want to hear? Like bonus points if there's a live musician there.
I
or
love a bit of
band.
just, I don't know, I love a bit of just acoustic guitar music playing.
Yeah, always
It's a very
nice.
chill sort of vibe, but then I love a bit of like rock and roll AC/DC pumping as well. If
Yeah.
there's someone that can play that, or they've just got it on the speakers, it goes down really well. In terms of live music, that's the best.
There's just nothing better than live music. The atmosphere that it brings, and it's just always a feel good.
Yeah,
I
love it.
it. And actually, when I was in year 12 at school, we as a family went down to the snow, and it was the school holidays before the trial exams. So it's like the July school holidays, which is kind of what we're in now. And everyone at school was stressing about the exams and the trials. And here I am posting all over my Snapchat at the snow. And there I am at the pub, at the lodge that we're staying at. And they had every night the what do you call it? Like the host at the lodge would get out his guitar. And I asked him one night, can I join you on stage?
Beautiful.
And that was like, I think, how old was I? I was probably 17 at the time. And it was just the best feeling getting up and singing. I can't even remember some of the songs, but they were just your classic pub songs. And I had the best time up on stage singing to the lodge of people.
Well, that's the best education. And, doing something that's different, unique, getting up in front of people, what more of education do you want
Well, it's
than
like
that?
we talked about last week. It was a real risk for me. First of all, I had to go up to the guy running the lodge, and I saw him with his guitar, and I just said, I would really love to sing with you. And I think I sung Jolene, Dolly Parton.
Love it.
All kind of some classic country songs. But yeah, it was a lot of courage, but it was a lot of
Well, you know
a lot
what
of
was
fun.
funny? Everyone-
Horses. So I just remember Daryl Braithwaite. That's another absolute classic. Horses, I would say, is my number one pub song.
Well, everyone used to bag me out as well for taking off in important holidays where you're supposed to be studying. It's like, mate, studying's overrated.
Have you heard of A Life?
You either know about
Living?
you either know the information or you don't. That's it. So, I remember 2014. It's during trial
That
period.
was your HSC.
Yeah, so that's when I finished school. Trial period is April, I think, and everyone.
No, I think the trials is after
those holidays.
winter school holidays.
Yeah. Well, and whenever it was, anyways, we were away in Thailand.
We were too.
And I remember putting photos all over Facebook, and everyone's like, great studying over there, James. I'm
Yeah,
like,
we did circus school and
yeah, well, I said,
trapeze.
yeah, exactly. I'm learning how to drink a beer and learning all the important stuff about life, none of this boring
But
book
this is
crap.
what starts conversations. Who's going to have a conversation about all the studying you did at
I know,
Macquarie Library in the
no
school
one
holidays?
no one cares about that.
I used to have friends going, "Oh, we'll meet at Macquarie Library," and I was like, "No, thanks. I'm going ice skating."
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, good
So,
times.
yeah, loved it. But
It's
then,
just like embrace the moment. Don't be worried about what's going to happen in 2 weeks' time. I think live your life. You never know what will
oh,
come.
100%.
So
And I mean, I was like that at school, school to me, I enjoyed the friendships and the banter, the sport and the
the
fun.
experience.
I mean, don't get me wrong, we all work hard and we all tried hard, but I knew at the end of the day that going to university and becoming a doctor wasn't my thing. I knew that I was going to need a doctor more than becoming to study a doctor. That was the thing. So, well, and that's fine. There's two types of people in this world.
I think every job is so valuable, and everyone that someone does, whether it's working in a grocery shop, being a doctor, or being on the reception, everyone's job is valuable and so needed. So it's really important that we celebrate it. And not everyone needs to be a doctor or wants to. It's we all have our callings and we all have our passions, and
Yep.
let's just roll with that.
Oh, exactly. And I mean, one of the funny. I'll jump back into the bar
Yeah.
where I had some plenty of good chats with the bartender.
A bartender.
So if anyone out there, everyone's been to a bar, but the bartender's your best friend. So if you ever want to get a vibe on like the night or ask a couple of questions, go straight to the bartender because they know everything about that room and about what to do, what not to do.
Yeah, and especially if you're staying in a hotel or something, and you go to the concierge,
Yeah.
and you'll ask for advice on things, and they'll send you to all these really expensive places.
Yep.
If you want the truth,
If you want the truth, because
to the bartender.
bartenders, they usually live in the hotel and they will tell you all the good spots to go to.
yeah,
So that
they're in the know.
they know what they're doing. So, but the bartender, the best thing about it. So I was on a Kentucky tour back in 2017, and we were in Austria, God's country. Loved it. One of the best locations in the world.
Oh,
And we're
sounds good.
skiing, getting to the ski lodge, and that night the bartender had a snowboard full of just shots, and for every shot that you got into a bucket, so over in Europe obviously there's plenty of like coins,
Right.
you get heaps and heaps of coins. So for every shot that you do that you can get into the bucket,
So
from
you're like throwing a coin.
throwing a coin into a silver bucket from behind the bar.
Oh, right.
If you got 3 in a row, you got a free drink. And then you could buy like a snowboard full of all these shots, German like snaps.
Snaps.
Nothing better than having a night like that. It's unbelievable. So good.
That
Loved
does
it.
sound fun.
So, and then the pool table.
Yeah. Love a
Everyone
pool
loves a
pump.
pool table
You're
around the pub.
so good at pool.
Excuse me. Yeah.
I feel like you've won actually a few competitions, too.
Yes. If you go down to Perisher, you will find my name on a plaque. I am on a plaque down there. ×2. Just want to point that out. ×2. I am on the plaque if you go to the Royal Coachman or the Coachman Lodge in Smiggen Holes, you will see me up the stairs into the pool room. I'm on that plaque. ×2.
But how cool is that in itself? Like
So cool.
a ski lodge in the snow with a bar and a pool table. What more can you ask for?
And I mean the banter.
Maybe some beanbags and some nice armchairs, but
banter that you can have around the pool table, just the chats. And you're looking out the window. There's a big glass window, and
you can just look out to the mountains.
You can just look out to the mountains, and then you see it start to snow, and you're just thinking about, oh yes, tomorrow's going to be a great day.
That's what it is. It's really focusing on the beauty of the nature, but also being inside in a warm, cozy place and being with friends and family. Because I know you used to love playing it with our brother Luke. That was really bonding for you guys.
Loved it.
And then there was little me always trying to join in.
Playing with everyone though. It's just always playing competitions or with.
We do one every year with our ski club.
Yep. Loved it. And it's just great.
And everyone has to participate. It doesn't matter if you're good or not. Just saying yes and getting involved is the best thing you can do.
Yeah. And
take the risk, take the chance.
Take it, have a crack. And I mean, there's nothing better than free pool either. So usually at these lodges, I think, for whatever reason,
You need gold coins.
You need a couple of gold coins, but then for whatever reason, sometimes it's free.
Yeah.
And that's when you know you're going to have a big night because you're down there forever and you're just
Right, that's
talking
the
and talking
never-ending
and
game.
talking about everything that's been happening, throughout the day, and it's just great fun. Great chats happen around the pool table, so love every moment of that. But before you get to that, you're actually just about to come home. Remember we had that little accident a few years ago?
Oh, do I remember? Yes.
But before that,
remember.
you have the afternoon tea. So on the mountains, there's always hot chocolate available, and there's always places just pull over and just give your legs that again another 5-10 minutes.
It's so cool because it's like ski and ski out style, a lot of them. So you kind of get towards the bottom of the mountain and there'll be this little hut there.
Yep.
And it's the best spot. You sit outside on the tables having a hot chocolate. They've usually got really fun music playing.
Bit of music.
And there's usually not many seats left, so you have to sit next to random strangers that you don't know, and you talk to them about where they've been skiing all day, and then you're like, oh, I haven't been there. And so then you end up joining them after lunch.
Oh, that's awesome.
You bond over hot chocolates. It's so heartwarming.
Yep. And you listen to your girlfriend say, "Did you see my jump? Oh, I did a massive jump." So funny. And it's just so cool to see that everyone having a good time. And then you get back to the lodge and up, you do that one last run.
Last run of the day.
Last run, you get back up to the ski lodge, you have a shower, you get down and you're back into the pub. So it's
Back
just
to the pub.
skiing and the pub chat is basically a very regular occurrence when you're on the snow.
Yeah.
But it's all great fun. So yeah, I mean, have you got anything to add to the pub chats, Chelsea?
I do, and it has to relate to a movie because I love movies, and so many great movies have moments in the pub where they come to a realization about something in their life, or they see a stranger across the room and fall in love or something like that. But one of my favorite pub moments in a movie is in a Christmas movie called Love Actually.
Oh, great movie.
And the character Colin, he flies to Wisconsin, America. He actually flies into Milwaukee in the US, and he gets in a cab, and he says to the driver, "Take me to a bar, a normal American bar." And he goes, and he's like this English guy in the bar, and he just starts talking to people, the bartender, and then there's all these women, and it's just such a funny moment. And sometimes that's the energy. You just got to bring the good energy with you. You think today is going to be a great day. I'm going to have the best chats. I'm going to have a great time.
And he cleaned up. He had fun.
Go, Colin.
Colin is just like every man's just goal. That is just perfect.
It's such a good movie.
Love Colin. Girls, tell us about our act of kindness for the week.
Act of kindness for the week is opening the door for someone. It's a real simple gesture.
Opening the door.
Yeah, or holding the door. Okay, for example, you're going to the pub at the snow and you've got your helmet, you're trudging in your boots.
Oh, great call.
And then as you're going through the door, the person in front of you holds the door. It's a really nice feeling.
It is a really good feeling.
It's just some care for the people around you. And then, pay it forward and do it for someone behind you as well.
I'm going to add to that act of kindness.
Go for it.
Also giving up your table for someone else. So everyone knows when you go into the pub, usually it's 12:30, 1 o'clock, everyone's getting in there. You're hungry and you just want to sit down.
Yeah.
And giving up your table for someone that's just coming in the door, always the best feeling ever. I think that's
it's
very
just
nice.
Looking out for your fellow man and woman, looking out for people.
Yeah, exactly. You got to look out for
out
for everyone and be kind. Exactly. And that's what the snow's all about, being kind, helping out and having some fun with some good banter and chats. If you want to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, YouTube, we're all on there. TikTok. Just want to say a massive shout out to everyone out there. We've managed to get to 1,100 followers on our YouTube channel, which is awesome.
So thank you for tuning in.
Thank you very much for watching. And our goal is to just take this as far as we can and get this out to as many people as we can and spread joy and hear the authentic chats of everyday life.
And here's a quote to take into the rest of your week. The greatest victories are the people we meet along the way.
Great quote. Great way to end it.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
See you next week.